I've officially clicked the record button. Welcome to the OCE Regional Canberra unofficial stream. My name's Tam. I'm joined here by Rebby Lynn. Introduce yourself.
I'm Rebby Lynn. You can find me everywhere on Rebby Lynn. I make content for UniVersus and I make content for Flesh and Blood, and I am very excited to be showing off this beautiful region with TamCardwell today for their regionals.
Hell yeah! Well, we're recording and uploading these obviously at a later date. But for everybody here who is in the live stream with us today, we are watching this tournament roughly 8 to 10 hours behind the official stream, and so please, if you're in chat, no spoilies of anything that's happening, whether it be in-game or for the entire event. I want to try and keep our reactions and commentary as clean as possible. And with that said, round one is underway as I go and I pull up our deck list. We've got a fun one for you. We have the winning character from the regional last weekend over in Spain versus a character that I think not a lot of people are really buzzing about. So let's talk first about Fruju Tropical Snow. That's their UGN name. Midoriya on the move. This might not be the right symbol. I forgot to change it. It is. I'm lucky. Midoriya on the move under air. We saw last week. Big idea here is play a bit of a defensive game, build up a massive stage, turn on your card sideways, and then slam a plus X move to infinity. Key cards you're going to look out for here, the traditional win con being things like Phantom Threat, which gets extra speed whenever it receives damage, and then after 5 damage pumps becomes a flash, so it's really hard to interact with. And then the newcomer on the block, Hang 10, that says once it has 5 or 10 or more speed, and it gains an additional speed, we ready a foundation. So essentially, it's now commit 1 foundation for +3/+3 rather than committing 2. Rebby, what are your favorite cards inside of this Midoriya list?
I am so excited to see Wingnut Sabotage here. I think Midoriya really gets some good use out of it. And with the opportunity with Cheerleader being able to make any of these other attacks flashes, other than just the Phantom Threat or the potential Violent Amina shot, I think there's really good potential to see really big moves out of just not the typical staples that we're used to seeing Midoriya really pump up the stats on. Are there any foundations or anything that you're seeing that you think are really cool additions to this Midoriya list?
I mean, the obvious answer is like the best foundation in the deck is just Defiant Stance, so that's the card we're going to be looking out for. Whenever it's committed for a cost, you get to re-ready it back up, whether it be on front side for on the move or backside for the plus stats. But the only Turtles card that we have in here is just Code Edits, which is when a blitz happens, cancel it, which is almost entirely in here to just stop unyielding destruction, which is the bane of this deck's existence.
Correct. Do you think running it at a 1x is appropriate, or do you think with unyielding kind of being a really strong representation right now in a lot of aggro decks, do you think maybe like a 1 or 2 more should have been added, or do you think like how do you think the appropriateness of it? I mean, there's a lot of defense here, right? In the rest of their cards, so to be fair.
So we've got Code Edits, one in the main. Obviously, we don't show sideboards here when we're doing the deck review. And so one main could be one side. And we also got Filled With That, which does like that same idea of if you've got a really impactful blitz, we can stop it there. As well as the Cheerleaders, right? So we've got 4 cards that all touch that blitz timing. And so like I like spreading out the ideas. But we'll just have to see whatever the round comes. Next deck, though, we've got Dodgy on Devana Tendi, Eager Science Officer. A character that, when first revealed, felt kind of like the slow life gain. We were going to play with the life totals, but has seen a lot of success in tournament play all around, playing a hyper aggro, I'm going to kill you on 2 idea. And this deck is no different. Things like Dual Needle Lunge into Spirit Gun Final. Every time that you pay health, you can gain it back with Ivana to get pluses to your check. And I think my favorite inclusion in this list is actually Unfazed. Dual Needle Lunge, Snap Your Momentum, Unfazed for like a 14 damage singular card. Looks really, really cool. And I like how condensed this deck is. It's a ton of 4-ofs. So many 4-ofs. It's really cool.
Yeah, looking at this is crazy tight, and I can see exactly what the deck is trying to do. It has so many options for these aggressive plays, and it really is in our face going, I'm going to get you turn 2. If not, you are not going to have another turn after turn 3. It reminds me a lot of Ymir. Obviously, it probably takes a lot of inspiration from Ymir with the dual needle lunges, the defeating the Colossus Titan, the Spirit Gun Final. Those are all pretty good staples in Ymir. But she is since not been as prominent in the meta. So I'm really excited. Tendi gets to cheat progressive with her top response after a player gains health +1 in the next check. So I'm really excited to see how Tendi uses that check manipulation to really use these 6 difficulty attacks like they're almost free.
Yeah, totally agree. And I cannot wait to get in the game. So we'll set that up and then rock it.
Like you said, aggression.
Here's this. We'll turn off Barrett's cute voice. And then and then transition away. Okay, so we've got Midoriya versus Tendi. Obviously, Midoriya is getting to go first here, which I think is going to be huge in the for Midoriya, specifically because I think that we need to make sure that we establish a board, because Tendi's going to come out swinging, right? Tendi's entire idea is turn 2, kill you before you get set up, and so the extra turn that we have to get set up, I think is going to be really important.
Do you think Midoriya has enough defense in deck to withstand whatever Tendi could be throwing and really disrupt the plan to make all these attacks feel like empty attacks?
I think so, but on turn 1, turn 2, it's going to be a little difficult. It's gonna be a little tough. I'm losing my mind. There it is. It's gonna be a little tough. I do like this this setup though. We do have the cheerleader, no momentum though. But Aaron Sidestep I think is gonna be very good at staving off defense. I will say one of the big things that the Midoriya deck will have going for it is the backside, which we didn't really talk about in the deck discussion, of commit 3 foundations, transform Midoriya into Quirks Unleashed. Once per turn, you can commit them to flash a move and redraw a card, which means we don't enter the enhanced step, which means it'll be very difficult for Tendi to gain life, or even spend life to then gain the life back to lube that check and be able to pass something a little bit later. So I think really intelligent uses of the Quirks Unleashed response is going to be really impactful for Devana not accidentally finding 29 on turn 2, turn 3.
I think what also helps is Immortal Shapeshifter being gone. Best Buddies doesn't do the huge impact that it used to, where it was, oh, well, now it's +4 to my check because I destroyed 1 foundation and then I just checked a bunch of straight 5s, right? Best Buddies only does so much now. But I did see Uplifting Bond being built into Tendi's stage. I think this card is really interesting. It has response after you play an attack, gain a health. If that attack deals damage, it doesn't count towards progressive. So that's another way we are getting that health gain in prior to even potentially being flashed. So we are attempting, if Midoriya decides, hey, we're not going to go ahead and let this one through, at least we can pass another check further on.
I dig that. I think that's super fair. I think it is going to be tough now that we have seen the Uplifting Bond to get the other half of it, which is if it connects, it doesn't count as progressive. But gain the health for the +1 at response speed, I mean, might be the difference maker, especially as we're trying to drop these big 6 difficulty moves.
Right.
Midoriya hitting a rebuild, playing out two of the best foundations that you could possibly ask for whatever trying to be aggressive, which is just Heroic Passion after it's committed for a cost, i.e. Midoriya's ability, draw a card. Even if the plan here is we commit the double Heroic Passion to gain the health and then to gain the stats and then just draw and then build, we just became an 8 hand size character for the low cost of committing 2. Very All Might 3 energy, but instantly seeing this on the move response trigger, stopping the dual needle lunge from going to momentum, which I think is going to be really massive because we really cared about that those devastating. Really cared about
blocking with the Airy Smiles. Yeah.
The echo abilities. Tell me about Airy Smiles.
Yeah, Airy Smiles. I think this is one of the kind of more staples that are coming up more recently. It has response flip a foundation. After you block with this card, your rival must play a non-attack card as their next form or pass. So we have to, as Tendi, we have to hope, oh my gosh, I hope I have another attack and I didn't draw 7 attack cards. But now this clogs our progressive difficulty. It makes the aggro turn in, giving Midoriya more time to either build up a stage or really start going in on Tendi's small health of only 19.
Build one pass? Build one pass after the Aries Smile? We had to get something in? That was a wasted turn. We played an attack, it got flashed and blocked, and then we built one pass. This is everything that Midoriya wants. This is a tough spot for Tendi. And it tells us we've got 5 attacks in Devana's hand. Midoriya now gets to sit here and plan for this.
Yeah, this is gonna get very interesting very fast. Just like watching, and I'm just like a little nervous. I don't see that Midoriya is really drawing any attacks, so at least we have that. But that does represent more build equals more kill.
Yeah, more build.
I do see a Goblet Area. Yeah, Goblet Area Bolt. I do see that in hand, so at least we have 1 attack. But it sure shows that we are opting to build and pass. What does Tendi have to do in this instance now that Midoriya is set up more so than ever to go ahead and kind of go at him?
Whatever it is, it's tough, right? Obviously, we see us reviewing an unfazed 6 difficulty attack here is probably a liability. Check a little poorly on it, it's game over. But I'm pretty sure that we have 6 attacks in Tendi's hand as we
do again.
we head into this next turn. 4 in hand for Midoriya, being able to draw a 5th.
Unfazed?
Yeah, checking well on the unfazed I think is going to be massive, because even if this card is flashed, as soon as you interact with this, if you block this card, your checks to play cards get +1 for the rest of this turn. And so we're going to be asking Midoriya, hey, you really are going to want to have another Airy Smile? And even if you do, because of that +1 of the check, when you play that non-attack card, it's essentially going to even itself out, because I have +1 progressive, and then I get the bonus 1 in my card pool. It's like the Airy Smile doesn't really matter. It's either that or Midoriya's just going to take 7 on the chin and be okay with it, but then that's momentum for the following turn as long as Tendi can survive. This is a scary spot to be, for sure.
Yeah, and Tendi also used the response on one of the uplifting bonds. So now we have +1 to our next check. We are set up to make higher strings.
Yeah. Aaron's sidestep coming in, -2 speed. If it's completely blocked, you get to redraw a card, increasing that hand size for the onslaught that we know is coming from Devana. We passed with 5 cards in hand, did not build out a bunch of foundations. Obviously, we got extra, including another +2 to our check to block this. This is the most blocked unphase of all time. Coming in as a pseudo 0 high for 7, goes for the block, and then no build down, but we do get to redraw, which is a big deal. +1 to your checks.
And then we have +1 floating from the uplifting bond, so our next attack is going to get +2 to its check. Meaning, do we play out those Spirit Gun finals in our hand?
Looks like it. Spirit Gun final coming down. Another key piece in Devana's game plan. one of these big enablers, very similar to what the dual needle lunge was trying to do, which was pay a lot of health. So with Divana, we can gain it all back and then increase our check. Would not be surprised to see the flash here from Midoriya, just so you don't get the minus health to then try and regain it back up. Looks like that's what we're doing.
Yep.
A 0 mid for 5 as we redraw and then go for this easy block.
It has been very interesting to watch Midoriya kind of filter his hand during all of this as well. He's just had opportunities to draw, and he's just making sure that he can block as much as he needs currently. And we got a Goblin Aerial Bolt in the card pool. That is a little scary for Tendi.
Yeah, response flip card pool. So while it's in the card pool, anytime a blitz or an enhanced ability is played, cancel it. This does include on our character. Sadly, Divana only has 2 responses, which annoying, but could stop the stun. It could stop some sort of draw. It could stop the enhances on this second Spirit Gun final, but checking a 3 might be the end of the turn. I just don't think you're allowed to not do damage on this turn, though. I think you have to you have to commit and go for it, because 29 is still, it's just too much health to try and fight through.
Agreed. And we, with the floating +1, that does make it a 4, but that does leave us with 2 active foundations. Doing the right choice of getting that uplifting bond out again and saying, hey, if you let this touch you, this isn't counted towards progressive. So I can either build out, or if I have one more attack, I have more chance of passing this.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, right? If you're on Team Midoriya, you are feeling really good here, because you are getting rid of. We saw an unfazed get reviewed earlier. I believe there's only 2 in the deck. We have an unfazed in the card pool that did not deal damage. Double Spirit Gun final. What is the offense from Divana going to look like after this turn if we don't land another move here? And we have such an incredibly healthy stage. Actually, we could just pick up the Goblin Bolt if we wanted to, and it looks like that's what we're going to do. We're going to be playing the Street Hero, which says E-Flip. Add a card from your card pool to your hand, only playable if you block 2 attacks this turn. I'm going to pick back up my 1 mid-block and be totally fine with this.
Yeah, and it really does feel like, in the frustration, it really does feel like Tendi is just battering at a wall right now. And it's just Midoriya just has this extreme wall up, and there's so much more happening in his stage that he has for just blocking, and it does feel a little hopeless on Tendi's side, but yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking about like Midoriya's next turn, and if he draws hot, Tendi's stage is committed out, and it just smells like danger.
I don't even know if it's draw hot, right? Like, we picked up that Goblin Bolt and then blocked with a different card. We have enough cards in our stage for, all it takes is, what, 5 activations on Midoriya for 15-15, and then Tendi's dead unless we have a block trick or an action in hand, because nothing on the stage is actually going to be stopping us, especially if that card is the Goblin Bolt. And so this is a tough spot to be in if you are on Team Divana.
100%. Yeah, and looking through Tendi's deck list, there's nothing really that, if it's not in stage, then there's nothing happening. The hand is a little defenseless, other than just blocking.
So from here, we have activations of On the Move. I believe we're just counting up.
Looks like we're
real
trying to count
fast.
it out, yeah.
Hey, what do these do? Do these matter at all? No? Alright, that's fine. Goblin Bolt looks like on the 3. Opting not to just go for it here. I wonder why. I guess it's just like a better maneuver that we could play. There must be like I want to say we picked up a Fudge and Flurry on defense, which is a better move to play. To give your stats to, rather.
Unless we're worried about a healing spell, and him, that's the only thing that I could think that he would be worried about, but I don't see that being an issue either.
From here, 3/3. Let's commit these two. It's now 6-6. Let's now commit these two +9/+9. Midoriya's just going all out. How many more do we have to commit? And it looks like Fajin is going to be coming down. Kind of crazy that we committed all these face-up foundations and not the face-downs. Like, we just have
Fruju's confident.
Yeah.
Fruju's confident. I don't need these foundations. There's not going to be another turn.
They got 12-12.
Yeah.
And then Fajin Flurry on the 5. Makes sense.
Yeah. And I think one really important thing to note here is, especially with this interaction, every time Midoriya's 3-3 comes in, it's not coming in as 12-12. It's coming in as 4 different iterations of +3/+3. So every time that happens, when we are using Fajin, we get to respond every single time. And now this is utterly unblockable. It already was, but now we are at the point where if we EX3 this, it is for even more. So I'm a little worried what we get to do in this spot for Devana. I'm not sure if there is anything else that we can do.
Yeah, tactically here using the cheerleader to take this very unblockable Fajin Flurry, make it a flash so it is a 12 mid for 1,000,000, and asking, hey, do you have a response speed from hand trick? And the answer is attempt to block the move. Checks a 3 anyways. Game 1 going to Fruju on Midoriya. As we head into game 2, my question for you, Rebby, is what does Devana have to do, going first now, to take this game down?
Build 7. No, I think it's really hard when Midoriya gets to go first and really gets to establish the stage. Because by the time you're in your turn 2, if they built 2 turns in a row, it feels impossible to get any damage through, because while we are pumping insane amount of damage on these attacks, not all of them have insane amount of speed. The only ones that really kind of get high in speed are going to be Spirit Gun Final or defeating the Colossus Titan. So otherwise, we are looking at close to printed on these. And that gets a little nerve-wracking against a deck that just wants to build out and use its hand until it forms the perfect hand to kill you. What do you think that Devana can do differently? Is there anything that she should be doing differently?
I think we just had to be more aggressive on that turn 2. So on that hand that we got Aries Smile up turn 2, Midoriya was weak because the stage wasn't immaculate on their side. They had used the once per turn. We just didn't play an extra move to try and reduce that health. I mean, we got perfected, right? Like Midoriya was at 29 the entire time. It's just like play an extra move, which would have given you a momentum, which meant on the following turn we could have maybe echoed that. We could have echoed the unfazed, which represents another 7 damage, maybe plus more to my check, which means I can play more attacks. It's just like cascading. Like stopping after the Aries Smile, I think just isn't the correct play. The build 1 pass essentially skipped our turn because 1 foundation was not going to be relevant when you have 6 attacks in your hand on the following turn. So I think it was just be more aggressive on that turn 2. Do what your deck is supposed to do. Yes, you've got this stopping power.
Whoa! We're not Tendi anymore. We're fresh cut grass. Tam, tell me about this magnificent holiday promo of fresh cut grass.
I'm flabbergasted. 39 is a much bigger number than 20 for Midoriya to find.
God, it is.
This is an interesting change, because what it's saying is Midoriya, you're gonna have a way harder time killing me. But as the 5 hand size character, I think Fresh Cut Grass is gonna have a hard time killing Midoriya. He's a 5-hander that after he takes a move, right?
After response commit, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. After arrival's unblocked attack resolves, add 1 action or spell card from your discard pile to your hand. And in our sideboard, we had spell attacks and wound restores. So we are a little bit more set up on the fresh cut grass side.
Huh.
I just trying to figure out, is it just the health of fresh cut grass that we're looking for? Because this is obviously, as we stated, a very aggressive deck. And when I think of fresh cut grass, I don't think of very aggro decks.
Yeah, and we're down a game, right? We're down a game. It's been the 22 minutes for that first game. It doesn't feel like it because we're watching at 1.25, but
yeah, but it does ask Midoriya find 39.
But he doesn't have to.
He's
got to run the clock out for 37 minutes with fresh cut grass not killing him, and then he's fine. Right? Like,
we got a wound restore in the discard pile. We're in. We're so in. Redemption arc started
that card's
now.
not very good if wound restore says I have to hit you, and we didn't do that last game with a character that had more cards in our hand. I don't know, man. I think Dodgy, this is a gambit for sure. This is a
100%.
I am taking the risk. I believe in my sideboard choices, but I think this might be a case of, if Midoriya gets set up again, 39 is a high number to count to, but we're down a game. This is such, if the script was flipped and we had one game one, and then I sideboarded into fresh cut grass, and every time I take a move, I go pick up one of these Rudistores, and I'm at 39 health, and I'm gaining a ton, and yada yada. I'd be so down. But we have to kill Midoriya.
I'd be so anxious to make sure I'm counting the right amount of cards. I just drew 7 the last game, and now I'm like, how many am I drawing?
So many people.
I'm taking another wound restore. I'm so happy.
Yeah, Dueling Lunge coming in, paying the 3 to go to momentum makes sense. This is part of our offensive ability. Because we went first, Midoriya hasn't had a chance to transform from on the move to Quirks Unleashed. And so I think, I mean, there's a high chance that this actually could get through. But if we cared about it at all, yeah, we haven't talked about the defensive ability of the front side of Midoriya. Commit a foundation for +3 or -3 speed. My favorite aspect of the character. I'm a big fan of chain blocking, and so using this heroic endurance, no, heroic passion, commit it -3 speed, draw a card. What an insane rate!
Yeah, and it kind of brings up another issue that I was speaking that Tendi was having, is everything is printed speed except for 2 things, and now with not having +2 or check, this progressive chain is going to get so much harder. We have no uplifting bonds in our stage, and now we have to play something else, whether that be an asset backup or foundation.
Yeah, some.
Do you think at this you can just build out?
I mean, again, we got to get on the board. This one momentum is very cool. It's very cute, but we have to keep aggressing. We have this 39, now 36 health for a reason. Let's utilize it, take a couple hits, grab the extra, grab the moves. And even if we check poorly here, we are allowed to use that top enhance of fresh cut grass, who I will now be calling Letters for the rest of this, as that is the name that he's called in the show, of Complement a Rival, there's your cost, ready one of my Rival's foundations. I don't care about re-readying the Heroic Passion. You only get to do that ability once. I get to re-ready 2. But it looks like we failed the card and then pass?
Yeah. I think we wanted to have fresh cut grass on the... Okay, so I guess this is where I get confused. You know Midoriya is more than likely just building and passing. Then why not pass it? Because you're not going to be able to use fresh cut grass on their turn. Because they're just going to build pass. So I think you're right. We should have just played that and just passed the check.
And you're absolutely right. Here it is. 2 more Heroic Passions coming down. Mashos to stop the enhances. Like, this stage is just becoming more and more and more of a brick wall that fresh cut grass, the 5 hand size character that can never get more than 5, right? When he takes that move, he draws the card on defense, and so it's not like he's getting an extra card. He's just getting to pick the one of the 5 cards that he has. So it feels like the goalpost is being pushed further and further and further away from Dodgy, and I think that I mean, he's played this deck and this character way more than I have. I would have much rather gone into this being down as Divana and go for the draw with fresh cut grass.
Yeah, it just makes me nervous. Now we're in a situation where this deck doesn't feel like it completely aligns with fresh cut grass goals, and it just feels like now we're poking a stick at a bear. You know, we're saying we're kind of egging it on.
And it looks like build 2 pass on turn 3. Tough spot to be in, but if you're a Midoriya fan, I mean, this is everything you want. Triple heroic passion. We could just turn 4 foundations sideways, give something +6/+6, throw a poke, and have gained 3 more foundations. I didn't even see that we had the Defiant stand, so it's going to be commit just 3 to draw 3. These are form, speed, commit 1, draw 1, your next move gets 6/6. This is such an incredible power play. There, and then redraw again. Interesting. 8 cards in hand.
This guy has a million. That's to say million cards. We're finally committing the face down. I'm so proud. We've grown.
One more.
Oh, another card.
So +9/+9. And then I think from here, if we play a Hang 10, which is...
Hang 10 would be neat, yeah.
Hang 10 is what's coming. I think we're going to get to buy back some of these foundations.
Talk to me about Hang 10. Yes. Why is it so cool in Midoriya?
6 mid for 4. It says response after this deck receives a speed bonus. If its speed is 10 or greater, draw a card, ready a foundation that hasn't been ready this combat phase. Like you said previously on the Fajin Flurry, this does not come in as +9/+9. It comes in as 3 separate instances of +3/+3. And so we're going to take and after the first 2 pumps, we're going to re-ready a foundation and then draw a card. Or is it we get to draw 2? Yeah, because it goes to 9
after the second, and instances at the third.
Yes. So this is if I use 3 instances of Midoriya, I get to buy back 2, which just re-readies these foundations right back up. So I committed 4 foundations to draw 5 cards and to give my move +9/+9. I mean, it's just value. Look at the cards in Midoriya's hand. He's a 6-hander. He's a 6-hander with an insane amount of defense. We're just going to build out this massive stage and say, Fresh Cut Grass, you have 5 foundations. There's nothing you can do, dude. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how good of a spot we are in for Fresh Cut Grass. I mean, if we have another Hang 10 and we just pump these stats, then we can just keep going. But do you think the optimal line is to keep going at a 30, 38 health character, or do you think it's we poked him a little, we got these really important cards out of his hand, let's build pass?
I think build pass makes sense. I think our objective here is eventually, Midoriya will win. We will have a big enough stage that we can find +40/+40 if we truly want. It takes a singular move to get through this wall. And so our goal here is we got the poke. We dropped letters down to 25, and we want to then build back out our stage. Make sure we stay alive because the larger stage we have, the more offensive we have. And again, 29 is, I think, impossible, highly improbable on 5 foundations from FGC's from letters this stage.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what do we do now as Fresh Cut Grass? How do we turn the tide? And I just don't know if I have an answer.
I mean, it's just like you play enough moves to get. You have to play out enough moves. So here's the catch 20. No, this isn't. What's the phrase? Catch 22. There it is. The catch 22 is I have to. That's too off. I have to play out enough moves to make Midoriya spend attacks out of their hand in order to have them not kill me on the next turn, and while also playing out cards from my hand to build my board to match theirs, because right now it's 12 foundations that all say commit for plus 1.5 plus 1.5 with Midoriya's ability versus 5 foundations and 2 assets on letter's side. Like there's just like there's kind of nothing there to like and we only have 5 cards to do it with. Like it just feels like such a lose scenario of how much defense my character has. I've gotten behind in the game as 5-handers do, and so double Spirit Gun final to try and make something happen. First one gets flashed, the second one, like how much, even if this hits at full capacity, right? Not that it even has abilities to begin with.
Not that it will. Yeah, this is a blank card. But I was thinking of it, and it's a really cool kind of interaction that I was seeing with Fresh Cut Grass and Spirit Gun Final. You commit 3 foundations to Spirit Gun Final, give it plus 5 speed, and then with Fresh Cut Grass, you just get to ready 2 of the ones that you committed out. That's pretty cool. That's a cool interaction.
Yeah, that is neat synergy. It's very, very cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's just, is it enough for this? And the answer currently is no. It does feel like, again, last game, throwing yourself at a brick wall. You have these cool interactions, but they're just feeling defenseless against this huge board state.
Like I'm not even sure, and we keep dogging on Dodgy.
Hey,
but
I have hope for Dodgy. Okay,
I have hope too.
I am fresh cut fan.
But from here, like we've got 3 cards in our hand. We know that one of them is a wound restore. Like we just know that. What are the other 2 cards? Like what 2 cards could possibly not even exist in the deck, but exist in the game to get through the board that we currently have? 5 in hand over on Midoriya's side, minus a ton of speed with the smoke screen that we have access to, which looks like we might be playing right now, right? Add a card from our hand to our card pool face down, minus 4 speed. This just says this is just very blockable. So much so that we're blocking with a 4 mid block on Shobujin's message. Checks the 5, and we're good. It passed. So
I'm
like,
just...
what could we possibly have? And the answer is I just don't think that there is anything to have.
Yeah.
Stream's freaking out just a little bit. I was told, I don't know if it at some point the stream crashes and we just have to skip ahead and deal with it. But
Okay.
passing back to Midoriya here.
We are forming currently.
Form number 2. We've drawn now 3 cards.
Yep.
Here comes
Form number 4.
Yeah. Right.
Form number 5.
This might be. Hold on. This might be. This is.
This
form
might be
number
lethal.
4. Because we've got 12-12. And then
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you're right. I was 1 ahead.
yeah. I mean, stuff we couldn't actually see what was going on.
We got a wound restore in hand. We'll gain 4 health.
Well,
Count 4 more.
well, there is a phantom threat that we are posturing here, which will flash in the enhanced step and be like, "Hey, you gotta catch this 25 damage." Schmoove.
Well, we need, yeah, 1 more form, which we just did. So, yep, that does say plus 15, plus 15. But is that enough to kill?
I think so. So our line here, and I think we're gonna get to see it, is we do have access to third wielder Fa Jin, which says after attack receives a speed bonus of 3 or greater, commit it for plus 3 damage. And then after this is committed to pay a cost, like its own cost, add it to momentum, and then Phantom Threat has powerful. And so not only is Phantom Threat going to be giving itself this bonus speed, this bonus damage, we're going to give it an extra 3, add this Fa Jin to our momentum, and then powerful it, responding for the 5th time to flash it and say catch. And so I think we are representing the 25 damage one punch here. And we're just on the wrong symbol to have any sort of interaction that we can mess with it.
Correct. There's nothing hand interaction that we can do. Correct.
So it here's a 20 plus speed for 30 damage, essentially. A lot of button clicks on that phone. And it said, catch. Thoughts? Here's where we wish something like evade and copy existed. Because, man, hey, we'll try to block it on the 6 would be really, really powerful here. Looks like this is going to be on the 24.
That's it.
Checks a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Only 14.
Assets count for. Yeah, I was gonna say assets count for more, right?
And there it is. The fist bump comes through, and congratulations to Fuji Tropical Snow with Izuku Midoriya on the move. More importantly, Quirks Unleashed for taking down this first round. What a fun one! What a fun one.
That was very fun to watch. I think it's really cool in these games where the meta can feel very exhausting, overwhelming, like how Midoriya can feel that way. And then seeing these really cool decks like Devonda Tendi / Fresh Cut Grass come in and really show us there's more to this game than we think. But it can be hard to run into. But I do think Tendi had the opportunity to win. If Dodgy would have played Tendi again, I really do think it would have been a game 3. I think Tendi would have overwhelmed him with damage in that turn 2 that was really essential to clenching a win.
Yeah, I think there's a chance, right? Obviously, Midoriya won the last regional. It's kind of the people have said that it is the big boogeyman of the format right now, and so the fact that we made a Hail Mary play into Fresh Cut Grass, I'm not bummed about it. I think that that's an acceptable thing to do, but not sure it's the choice that I would have made. But again, I have not had nearly as much time on it as Dodgy has. With that said, thank you everybody for watching this round over on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the commentary, please make sure you go check out Rebby Lynn everywhere on the internet at Rebby Lynn. Drop her a sub over on your YouTube channel as a thank you for the great casting. With that, we're gonna head on to round 2.